In this video, I did a deep dive with Claude.ai, and we're going to go through all the great services that Ripple provides. And I'm going to give you some factual data that, to me, you have to understand, because if you understand Ripple, then you'll understand XRP. And you may see things the same, you may be more bullish or less bullish, but guys, the key to investing in XRP, in my opinion, is understanding Ripple. I day trade XRP constantly. It's probably by far the biggest project that I trade. It has all the liquidity, plus I understand Ripple. So when Ripple dumps on its community, I'm right there with them. And when it gets beat down, I start stacking. I do all that on leverage. But anyway, that's why I follow XRP so closely. Now, there's so much misinformation. If you follow XRP like I do, you'll understand those so-called experts don't have a clue. And guys, whether you're bullish or bearish, if you remotely are thinking about buying or selling XRP, or if you own XRP, become a Ripple expert. I'm going to go from A to Z, give you all the information you need to understand Ripple. And again, that will make you understand XRP. So let's dive into it. Hit that like button or the unlike button, either one. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is what kind of kicked off this video. Ripple is now moving into a whole different area. You know, that so-called banking token and the banking reset and all the money. Well, you know, according to David Schwartz, the banks don't want to move billions with Ripple, and that he literally stated that Ripple's successes would not be through the banks. Well, now they're moving into tokenized assets and stable coins, custody services, and things like that. So that's what we're going to go through. And look, don't take my word for it. Just listen to what Claude.ai has to say, because I think you'll be impressed with all the information. And this is what a non-biased deep dive is supposed to look like. So anyway, my first question was that kick-started this with Google and made me go into AI, was I asked Google, is there any way to use the XRP ledger without XRP as the gas token? Because, you know, when you hear all this bullish news which comes out every day about Ripple, people are like, well, how do we get this bullish news if, you know, XRP is not pumping? And the answer is because it probably doesn't have anything to do with retail XRP. Ripple has countless services. Well, not countless, but from what I can tell, somewhere around 30 right now, growing every day. That's going to be some of the information we take a look at through this. Now, at the end, we're going to take a look at the chart also, and I'll give you my price prediction for this bull run. Okay, so it basically said, yes, there's several ways that you can use the XRPL without using XRP as the gas token. That comes to a shock to a lot of people. But here are some of the ways. Tokenization. Well, that's where Ripple's moving into. But you know, don't necessarily need XRP if it's on the ledger. Well, that's concerning. Community credits, smart contracts. Guys, the future of all payments and tokenized assets, they do that through smart contracts. Wow, that's a red flag for me. But that made me go have this deep dive with Claude. Guys, I think you'll find this extremely interesting. And if you stay with me, the best is toward the end, because I've asked it a question that I've asked countless influencers. I've never got an answer. And you need to hear what Claude said as well. Okay, here's my first question to Claude. And guys, I'm going to copy and paste all this in the description. If you want to read the entire thing, have at it. I think it will help you a lot. And take and grow it and go into Claude. The key to using AI, guys, is to ask really good questions. And if you're informed, you can help provide the information you need for Claude to give you correct answers, because Claude does have misinformation. And if you type in, you know, the wrong question or word it the wrong way, he might not understand it. For example, if you ask Claude, do banks use XRP? He's going to say yes. But that's not the right question. The question should be, do banks buy and own retail XRP? You get a whole different answer for whatever that's worth. All right, let's get into my first question. Could you explain to me how you can use XRPL without XRP as a gas token? And he says the XRP ledger is designed primarily to use XRP, which I knew that. However, there are some ways to interact or leverage the XRPL infrastructure without directly using XRP as a gas token. And it talks about you can use what they call issued currencies, IOUs. Then it talks about hooks. It says the relatively new feature of XRPL, hooks allow smart contracts like functionality without necessarily requiring XRP for every operation. Now, while the initial deployment of hook requires XRP fee, subsequent executions might not always need XRP. Payment channels. These allow for off-ledger transactions that can be settled later on the main ledger. This can reduce the frequency of on-ledger transactions that require XRP. Sidechains. There are proposals for deployments on XRP sidechains that could potentially operate with different fee structures and tokens. And we're going to get more, we're going to talk more about that as it goes, because guys, that's extremely important when it comes to CBDCs. They are not going to move the needle if and when they ever come to the XRP ledger like people think. Anyway, third-party services. Some services built on top of the XRPL might abstract away from XRP usage, handling the gas fees on behalf of users who interact through their platforms. So that basically, in my opinion, is Ripple. Ripple basically uses their supply in countless different, not countless, but a lot of different ways, and they're growing that every day. That's what a commodity is. It is something that you use to grow a business or to build something and to create more value. So anyway, so if a bank wanted to create a CBDC on the sidechain of XRPL, they could do so without using XRP. You're asking an interesting and complex topic. Let me break it down. XRPL sidechains, the concept of sidechains on the XRPL is indeed being developed. CBDCs on sidechains, in theory, a bank or central bank could create a central bank digital currency on the sidechain of XRPL. This sidechain could be designed with its own rules, potentially its own native asset. I've said that for years now because I understand if a bank wants to build a CBDC with Ripple, they're either going to use Ripple's supply, which is not bullish, or the odds are they're going to use their own gas token and create it on the sidechain. People need to understand that. You know, the XRP influencers don't explain this stuff, and the XRP Army thinks that anytime Ripple does anything with a bank, that they're using XRP, and it's just not the case. And guys, call me out if you disagree with some facts, and I'll make another video. But if you keep watching, you're going to understand that that is true. XRP usage in this scenario, it's possible to design a sidechain in a way that doesn't require XRP for transaction fees or other operations within the sidechain. The CBDC itself could serve as a primary or only token on the chain. Bridging. Now it talks about XRP could be the bridge token, which is true. I already knew that. And we're going to talk more about that in a second. Customization. It talks about how the banks can build out a lot of different projects with the sidechain and different mechanisms with no XRP. And also, this is a key point, guys, that everyone doesn't understand. Regulatory considerations. For a bank or central banks, regulatory compliance would be a critical factor. A custom sidechain could potentially offer more control over the factors like privacy, transaction monitoring, and monetary policy implementations. It's important to note that while in that scenario, it would require significant development and customization. The implementation would depend on the specific requirements. But basically, it also says that it would probably be more beneficial for the bank to do it that way because of regulatory compliance. Now, from my understanding, you can transfer tokenized assets with atomic settlement on XRPL and no XRP needed. Is that correct? Now, guys, I'm here to tell you, I did a video on 98% of most tokens are going to disappear or the tokens won't be needed. Atomic settlement is basically when you tokenize an asset, and you tokenize the money or whatever's on the other side, and you use any rails, and it's probably going to be rails like Base that doesn't have a token, and then it gets settled through a ledger. That's the future. That's called atomic settlement. So if a project is trying to move into tokenized assets, they have to deploy smart contracts, and the odds are they got to be smart contracts that are EVM, because I did another video where, like, by far most of tokenization is being deployed on Ethereum. Period, non-negotiable. I'll leave the link for that video as well. All right. So what it says is your understanding is partially correct, but there's an important nuance to clarify. You can indeed transfer tokenization assets on the XRP ledger with atomic settlement. These transactions can involve exchange different assets without directly using the XRP as the medium of exchange. However, it's not entirely accurate. No XRP needed. That's not accurate. There's a more detailed explanation. Asset transfer. You can transfer tokenized assets directly between accounts on the XRPL without using XRP. Guys, that's huge. For example, you could transfer USD tokens from one account to another. Atomic settlement on the XRPL supports atomic transactions, meaning multiple operations can be combined into a single transaction that either completes entirely or not at all. This is useful for direct exchange of different assets. Transaction fees. While the assets being transferred don't need XRP, every transaction on the XRP requires a small amount of XRP to be paid as a transaction fee. This fee is used to prevent spam. Guys, that is a tiny, tiny amount, like 0.001 of a penny. Anyway, hold on, bear with me. Okay, so to clarify, you can transfer non-XRP tokenized assets directly. These transfers can be done with atomic settlement. However, a small amount of XRP is needed. Okay. Next question. Ripple 2. This is important, guys. And here's what I highly recommend. When you find out these facts, and then you go surf around and listen to the so-called XRP experts, when you catch them lying about this or exaggerating or giving you partial truths, move on, guys. Why would you listen to someone that doesn't have your best interest of being open and honest to you about your money? Anyway, listen to this question. Ripple bought 2 crypto custody companies, Standard Custody and Medico. From my understanding, the services may have nothing to do with XRP. Correct. Is that correct? Well, your understanding is largely correct. Ripple's acquisitions of Standard Custody and Medico are indeed separate from XRP. Standard Custody. Ripple acquired Standard Custody, I'm not going to go into that, but basically nothing to do with XRP or the XRPL. And you can read the entire thing. So I want you to think about it like that so-called 400, banking relationships when everyone says, oh, well, XRP. Well, a lot of those banking relationships was because they bought Medico, and Medico is the custodial services for a lot of banks. Has nothing to do with retail XRP. Now, bear with me because that's going to get even more important. Now, here's one thing that I thought was Ripple's secret weapon, and it is a powerhouse once you understand it. But it's not the biggest weapon they have. But guys, it is a powerful weapon. Has nothing to do with XRP. Hear me out. Ripple has an Interledger protocol, and I said it's the #1 service for payments and liquidity, and also doesn't need XRP. Correct. It says your understanding is partially correct, but there are some important nuances to consider. Now, So it says, the Interledger protocols needed a key part, Ripple's technology stack for payments and liquidity. It's designed as an open protocol for connecting different payment networks and ledgers. Now listen to me, guys, because this is important. I'm not going to go through everything, but check this out. It's designed to be a currency agnostic and can work with any type of asset. You know, about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, Ripple announced that they had liquidity pools that they were going to use for their customers. And not only does it not use XRP, XRP doesn't have a liquidity pool, which I believe the reason they didn't add that, some people said it was regulation, but I believe they didn't add it because they have their own supply, so they're always going to have the liquidity that anyone needs if they're wanting to buy or sell XRP. So guys, if you want more information, go, like I said, I'm going to list all this out. And it also talks about ODL, how that can tie into the ILP technology. And with on-demand liquidity, it can be leveraged with or without XRP. It can also use that stablecoin, which I believe is going to be the future, because here's the deal. The whole reason that David said they came up with the stablecoin, just like they came up with ODL, ODL was created because the banks literally told David and Ripple, we do not want to buy XRP, period. Why would we buy a volatile token to save money on payments when it could drop 50, 70, 90% like it's been doing for 7 years? So they created ODL and they said, well, you're not at risk. You can use our supply. So that's why ODL was created. And the stablecoin, as according to David Schwartz, he said, well, banks didn't want to use XRP at all. They wanted to use a stablecoin that's regulated, and there's no reason to have a third party, because the odds are every bank in the future will have stablecoins like USDT or USDC on its books. So why would you be redundant and get any third party token? Okay, here's my next question. Ripple's liquidity pool doesn't need XRP either, correct? As far as XRP being used as a bridge for ILP, couldn't the stablecoin do the same thing? Because it did say with the ILP that XRP could be used as the bridge. So I said, okay, and I understand that. But so can the stablecoin. So it says, you're asking some insightful questions about Ripple's technology and the relationship with XRP. Let's break it down. Hear me out. Ripple's liquidity hub, you're correct. The Ripple's liquidity hub doesn't inherently require XRP. The liquidity hub is designed to provide enterprise-grade crypto liquidity. Bear with me. Hold on, bear with me. Is provide enterprise-grade liquidity management, support for digital assets, not just XRP. Allow businesses to buy, sell, and hold a range of cryptocurrencies. See, none of that has anything to do with XRP. And when it says hold XRP, guys, it's going to hold countless tokens, as many as they want to hold once regulation gets here. So in this sense, XRP is not mandatory component of liquidity hub functionality. It talks about all that. I'm not going to go into it because I know this is getting a little long. But guys, read this and do some research if you are serious, especially about hodling any crypto, especially XRP. Okay, are there any services where Ripple's customers actually buy or own retail XRP and not use or buy Ripple's supply? So guys, I've been saying this for years, that the reason things aren't bullish when people go, oh, all the banks are using XRP. Yeah, they're using Ripple's supply. How is that bullish? And Ripple's not buying from retail. That's just another way Ripple can dump. But let's hear what Claude has to say. Your question touches on an important point. Bear with me. Your question touches on an important point. Between the distinction of XRP used within Ripple's ecosystem. Let's break it down. Retail XRP versus Ripple's XRP supply. Most of Ripple's enterprise services don't require customers to buy or own retail XRP. Instead, when XRP is used in Ripple's services, it's typically Ripple's own supply that's utilized. That's AI, guys, and the only thing probably as non-biased as me is AI, unless it's that woke stuff. That's a whole different thing. All right, so it broke that down. On-demand liquidity. This is Ripple's primarily service that involves XRP usage. However, financial institutions using ODL don't need to buy or hold XRP themselves. See, guys, that's a non-debatable fact. So all these people telling you that it's XRP, 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 they're just lying to you, and they're either dishonest or they haven't done any real research. Why? I believe that most XRP influencers just are naive or don't have the background to even understand this research, or they don't believe in XRP enough to tell you the truth. That's why they sugarcoat or spin all the information. Why wouldn't they tell you as it is? And look, guys, I literally don't care what you guys buy. I'm here to help. And if you watch this video and you get the facts you need and the information you need, both good and bad, and you want to leverage your house for XRP, have at it. Not financial advice. It doesn't matter to me. But what does matter to me is when people lie to me about my money, and I make bad decisions based on lies or misinformation. That's why I'm here, guys. So anyway, financial institutions using XRP don't need to hold XRP themselves. The XRP is sourced from Ripple's holdings or from market makers, which Ripple supplies the market makers. Okay, financial institutions don't. I said that the XRP is sourced from Ripple's holdings or market makers. I just said that. Let's see. XRP is used as a bridge currency, but it's typically not held by the end customers. This is Ripple's global payment network. It can operate without XRP through ODL, which uses XRP, can be integrated with it. So they can use ODL with or without XRP. And I believe over time, they're going to dump their entire supply, the bulk of it, onto retail, make all those billions of dollars, and retail's exit liquidity, and then they'll just use that stable coin. So it's a heck of, guys, I'm telling you, Ripple's business model is second to none, in my opinion. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, retail XRP usage. There is a specific Ripple service that requires their enterprise customers to buy or hold retail XRP. Individual investors or users might buy and hold XRP, but this is separate from Ripple's enterprise services. So see, they're saying they can go do it, but it has nothing to do with Ripple. Well, we don't have any documentation for the most part that any of them are doing it. Why would they? Most big whales and institutions are not going to stack billions of dollars of any token that lose money for 7 straight years. They may buy it to speculate like I do. I constantly buy and sell XRP, but they're not going to hold it and stack it. They didn't get billions of dollars to stack and to hold something that has lost money for 7 straight years. All right. Indirect XRP demand. While Ripple's customers might not directly buy retail XRP, the use of XRP's base services could theoretically create indirect demand. And that is true, guys. Of course, it's pumped it a little bit, not a ton, just based on all the misinformation. Every time you see something come out like Ripple bought Medico, has nothing to do remotely with XRP, I actually look at it as a negative because it's like, how did they buy Medico? They use your money. Guys, this is man to man. If someone pulls $1 million out of your pie, it's $1 million that a lot of people lost money on. So when Ripple or any foundation or company pulls out billions of dollars, that's billions of dollars out of that community, and they won't get it back. So that's why I tell people, take your profits, you'll become the profits. Once you grab a piece of that pie, at least you got the piece of the pie. You can't hodl and wait because the pie is going to be eaten up and gone, guys. And the risk is just too great. All right. Now, here's my next question. With all of Ripple's services, including custody services, etc., I'm guessing only around 15 to 30% max need XRP. What's your guess? And it basically says I need to be careful about picking percentages, so let's break it down. Here's the services that Ripple offers that don't require XRP. The Interledger protocol, the liquidity hub, the standard custody services, the Medico custody solutions. Most of RippleNet's messaging and settlement features don't need XRP. CBDC solutions can use sidechains without XRP. Tokenization services don't need XRP. Now, here's the services that can or will use XRP. On-demand liquidity. It's optional. XRP is an optional bridge currency in ILP. It's optional. XRPL based services requiring transaction fees. Some cross-border payment solutions can or may use XRP. So given this breakdown, your estimate of 15 to 30% of services requiring XRP seems reasonable based on publicly available information. However, it's important to note the percentage of services using XRP doesn't necessarily correlate with profits of Ripple and all that. And you got to think, guys, if XRP is an option, Ripple's always going to do what makes them the most money, period. So keep that in mind. It's a business, and Brad Garlinghouse basically said Ripple's not for XRP is not for retail. Well, I took that as telling me, Ray, this is our mechanism. This is our money maker. It's not for you. If you want to speculate on it, have at it. But it's not for retail. It's for Ripple. It's for David. It's for Brad and all the early investors, for whatever that's worth. Okay. Here's another question. And this pertains to kind of what we talked about earlier. If Ripple customers, including the banks, do not, and guys, let me start over. Ask every influencer that you think has your best interest or maybe has some knowledge. Ask them this question. I've asked it for 2.5 years, never got a response from all the haters. For the life of me, I don't know why people hate reality and real information. You would think that you would hate the people that lie to you. But if you think I'm wrong, ask this question to anyone, including David Schwartz. I'd love to hear what he says. But I asked it to Claude, non-biased. Here's what the question was. If Ripple's customers, including the banks, do not buy or own retail XRP, and they pay Ripple to use their supply, how can that be bullish for retail and as an investment, or am I correct and it's not? So I was asking if it's not bullish. So it says, this is a very astute observation about the relationship between Ripple's business model and retail XRP. Let's analyze this. Okay. Key points, customers' usage. Banks and institutions don't buy retail XRP. They pay Ripple to use their supply. That's a fact. They're essentially paying for the service, not investing in XRP. See, Ripple does the cross-border payment. Ripple does the custody service. Whatever they do it with their supply, and they charge them money and fees. They have a huge array of ways to make fees and profits from their supply. You have to understand that. Okay. So then it says, Ripple holds a large portion of XRP supply. Institutions use Ripple's XRP rather than buying from the markets. See, guys, I'd be extremely bullish on XRP and not just Ripple if the banks were going to do something, or the big institutions had to go buy retail XRP, but they don't. So they use Ripple's supply, and they don't have to stack millions and billions of dollars and put themselves at risk. So that's not going to change, guys. Now, okay, this creates limited direct market demand for institutional usage. Think about it. If someone wants to buy XRP and they can just go to Ripple, what's that got to do with mine and your retail investment? Okay, Investment implications. Limited direct connection between Ripple's business success and retail price. Institutional use of Ripple services doesn't necessarily drive retail XRP value. Success of Ripple as a company doesn't automatically translate to higher XRP value. See, now you understand, hopefully, that when you hear all this bullish news, that's bullish for Ripple. Has nothing to do with retail. Now, potential challenges for retail investment case. Separation of utility and investment. XRP's utility in Ripple services doesn't require market purchases. Let me read that again. XRP's utility in Ripple services doesn't require market services. That's Claude saying that, not me. Banks using Ripple services aren't creating direct market demand. Supply control. Large supply controlled by Ripple. Limited need for institutions to acquire XRP from public markets. Value proposition. Success of Ripple services might not correlate with XRP's price appreciation. Hasn't correlated for 7 straight years. Why would it correlate in the future? Ripple is growing their services. So if you hear tomorrow that Ripple partners with JP Morgan, which was a lie that we've already heard, but straight up lie. But if we heard that, do some research and say, hey, does that have anything to do with XRP? See, that's the kind of deep dives and information I need to do. I need to know. Because when I trade XRP, if XRP partners or if Ripple partners with JP Morgan and they're using their custodial services, it's irrelevant. But if they're stacking XRP for some reason, which they will never, but if they were, that would be extremely bullish. You need to understand the difference. Let's see. Institutional adoption of Ripple services doesn't necessarily benefit retail holders. And it talks about my skepticism and all that. Now, here's probably the last question, and I'm going to let you guys go. But everyone talks about the ETF. Ripple's going to get an ETF, and then it's going to explode. Well, here's my suspicion. And I wish I had access to some intelligent people that know this stuff. And that's one of my pet peeves in crypto, guys. I'm not here to be right. I could care less if I'm right. I just want to be correct in my thinking. And my suspicion is unlike if, say, Solana or Ethereum or Bitcoin gets an ETF, see, they have to go into the open market. There is no one to buy from. But XRP, my suspicion is it's going to be funded by Ripple's supply. And another point that sounds immensely bullish has nothing to do with retail. But that was my question because I don't know that to be a fact. But let's see what Claude said. That's a very important question about potential of XRP ETF mechanics. While I want to be careful about speculating, let's analyze the likely scenarios. See, guys, I wish I could find a XRP influencers, that so-called expert to have these type of conversations. It shouldn't be a debate. It should be a conversation to try to find the truth so we can all have better knowledge so we make better investments. All right, ETF options, open market purchases. ETF providers would likely need to buy XRP from public markets. That's a positive. This would create actual market demand. Positive. Could potentially impact the price. Positive. Okay. If Ripple acts as an authorized participant, AP, or liquidity provider, that could potentially use their own supply and support and not basically and seed the ETF. This would potentially limit market impact. Now see, everyone assumes, oh, everyone's going to go buy retail XRP for the ETF. Well, let's break it down. And it says regulatory requirements, SEC requirements, ETF custody requirements, all that. I'm not going to go into that. But then I ask another question. And I think this is important. And see, guys, this is me trying to get to the bottom line. Again, do with this information as you will. It's not financial advice. I just want to have a good understanding, because if I remotely thought XRP was going to be bought in the open market because of Ripple's services, I would have an immense bag. Heck, I might mortgage my home. But I understand the difference between Ripple and XRP. But anyway, okay, so here's my follow-up question. Well, we know that Ripple has basically half the supply, and they fund the MMAs, that's the market makers, and are the biggest providers of the liquidity pools. Those are two facts. So why wouldn't we assume Ripple will fund the bulk of the ETF with their supply? Your logic makes sense and raises some important points about XRP ETF dynamics. Key factors supporting your view. Ripple's supply control holds approximately half the supply. Already the major liquidity provider controls escrow releases, existing liquidity patterns. I'm not even keep going into that business logic, etc. Now this suggests ETF supply source likely primary source from Ripple's holding. Now think about it. It's suggesting that that's the probabilities. Guys, I only trade in probabilities. Why would you possibly bet on a horse that's in 10th place with a lap to go when you can bet on at least the first, second, and third place horses? Probabilities, guys. In any project that's went 7 years, no matter what the reason, and no new all-time high, and then it's been dumping and increasing the supply, the probabilities of that breaking out and making a new all-time high is probably less than 1%. And I don't think anyone would debate that it's more than, say, 10% chance. It says, so that suggests the ETF supply source was likely primary source for Ripple's holdings. It could follow similar models of the MMAs, would maintain Ripple's control over the supply distribution, market implications, limited new market buying pressure, Ripple maintains control, might not create significant retail price. So it says your skepticism seems well founded. If Ripple already provides liquidity for most major XRP related services, it would be logical to expect them to be primary liquidity provider for the ETFs. So guys, that's not me saying that, but that's Claude, non-biased, just like me. Now, let's take a look at the chart. Now guys, no matter what, from every person that really wants to have an open, honest conversation, 90% of all projects don't make a new all-time high in its preceding its second bull run. All the projects for the big money, the life-changing money, is like in 2017 and 18 for XRP. That's when you make life-changing money. And you take those profits. If you don't, and you see a chart like this, the odds of XRP making a new all-time high with the new supply, guys, when this ripped to almost $4, it only had like 14 billion tokens in supply. So think about it, guys. For it to actually go back to almost $4, it's more like it being at like $15 to justify the supply increase. So based on this chart and the supply and everything else and the demand, being that Ripple isn't, or XRP is not the banking token, Swift has already done its so-called banking reset. It's launched, it's live, its new Web3 services. And guess what, guys? They're moving trillions of dollars with the ISO projects, and no one's talking about XRP. It's not relevant. And how do I know that? Because XRP doesn't even have smart contracts yet. Yes, they're working on it, and you can go in directly and add another token to get there. But, guys, it's irrelevant. And why hasn't it pumped the price? According to all the ISO, influencers out there that's been telling you, oh, the banking reset's coming, the banking reset. Well, the banking reset is here. They're moving trillions of dollars. And as far as I can tell, the only two real players is Link is the gateway and HBAR is the consensus model, and it didn't pump either one of those tokens, for whatever that's worth. But here's my XRP price prediction. I don't see XRP making a new all-time high. With all the hype and the misinformation and the flat-out lies and the XRP influencers and XRP Army, spreading all that stuff, it could make a run for a new all-time high. Wouldn't shock me. No ifs and buts about it. I would bet $10,000 to $1 that in this bull run, it's virtually impossible for XRP to say go to $5. That being said, the probabilities due to everything out there and the dilution of all the competition, guys, there's endless competition, and the competition is swift. And JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs, and Fed Now, and FIS Global. If you don't know who those guys are, do some research on what they're doing. They're moving trillions of dollars a day, more than Ripple. They do more in an hour than Ripple has done in 14 years. I promise you, if you think that XRP and Ripple are going to take over the flow of money and the payments around the world, that's like me saying I make a better hamburger and I'm going to take over McDonald's in this bull run. It's virtually impossible. So anyway, my price prediction, my educated guess, I'm thinking it's probably going to break out. It should run toward $2. I don't see it getting more than $2. And if it does go more than $2, it's going to be a huge spike. And I mean like a day. Let's just say hypothetically that in 6 months, and we're in altcoin season, and XRP somehow is at $2.10. I could see it spiking toward $3, $3.10 for like a day, an hour, and then come back. But one thing I feel confident about, fast forward a year and a half from now, XRP is lower than where it is. So for you hodlers, guys, be careful. And I'm willing to say that out there. And if you notice, guys, when I first got into crypto, XRP is going to lead the bull run. XRP, when that announcement comes, XRP is going to make new all-time highs, $1,000, $10,000, all those things. All the same influencers now talking, well, it's probably not going to be this bull run. You know, we still got people like BitBoy saying, hey, XRP is going to lead the bull run. Oh, it's not even remotely close. And it will never lead a bull run again. Maybe for a day, because it's pumping, and on a down day, it will never be a good, XRP will never, ever remotely be in the top 100 of best crypto investments from here on out, in my opinion. That's not FUD, guys. That's probability and math. And for you guys to think that a top 10 token is going to run, it's called the law of large numbers. You are not going to have a top 10 project make life-changing gains unless you put a ton of money in it. You're not going to throw $1,000 into XRP and XRP go to the valuation of Microsoft. Because think about it, guys, like $1,000 or $10,000 XRP would make XRP more valuable than Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Walmart, JP Morgan, BlackRock combined. Not going to happen, guys, for whatever that's worth. And that may be a little bit of exaggeration, but either way, guys, that's not a possibility. It's damn sure not probable, no matter what. So I think XRP, my educated guess, is going to go somewhere under $3 for sure. But no matter what, guys, you can stack 50-cent XRP and it'll be a decent upside. But if you go back and study the tokenomics and how Ripple dumps, guys, from right here, Ripple has increased the supply, 5-10x, right? From right here, they have dumped, I believe it was 14.6 billion tokens. And just since the first original announcement that XRP wasn't a security, Ripple has dumped about 4 billion tokens. It's all profit, guys. That came out of your pie. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Hopefully this really helps you out a lot. Now, if you need some help, I do one-on-one coaching. It's only $250, and we answer any questions you have. We teach you how to dollar cost average in and out. Get a game plan, guys, because it's important, guys, if you have a game plan. Now, whether you take me up or not on my coaching, do yourself a favor. Get a game plan, take profits, or you'll become the profits. And one last thing, guys, remember this. If the majority were right, the majority would be rich. And the fact is, the majority of everyone watching this video is going to lose money. Why is that? They don't play the probabilities, they get misinformation, or maybe they get greedy and they don't have a game plan. But when your project starts to rip, guys, don't set a number, right? Take profits along the way and get your initial investment back, and then you're good to go, and you're going to be in the 10% that make money. So that being said, guys, hit the like button. If you don't like this video, hit the unlike button. Share with like-minded people. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But either way, come back and be part of this community, because I want to help you get in that top 10% of people that actually make money. And I don't want to see you miss the biggest opportunity in history. Take care, guys.